Hey guys, it's Deanna here, the owner of Lash'd Eyelashes based in Melbourne, Australia, and today I am bringing you 5 tips to avoid lash artist burnout. I can't tell you how many times over the years that I have done that many clients and pumped myself to the max that either by the end of the day or after a certain period of time I've gotten so angry and depleted that it's just put me off working altogether. I obviously persevered to continue, but I lost interest in wanting to work. I lost interest in talking to my clients, and I feel like that energy is obviously put on your clients, and that's not what you want within your business. It'll obviously give them bad vibes, and they'll know that you're in a horrible mood. So I wanted to bring you some tips on how to avoid these situations. So it'll be a quick video today. I don't want to take up too much of your time, so let's get into it. So the first tip that I would recommend to avoid burnout I think is quite an obvious one, but not to overbook yourself and to schedule in breaks in between clients, whether that be buffer time, so you've got an extra 15-20 minutes to set yourself up and take a breather and go outside and refresh and stretch and all that, or schedule a full hour or two break spread out throughout the day, just to give you some benefits to your mental health. So there's no point or no benefit in you pumping out 10 clients a day so you can make so much money, because by the end of the day or halfway through the day, you'll start getting a sore back, you'll start getting mentally exhausted, you won't put in 100% effort with your clients and your sets, and this will all be a ripple effect with the success of your business. So if you keep doing that every day, 6 days a week, 5 days a week, you will eventually get to a point where you have no energy, your sets will be completely rubbish, and you'll be rushing through them just to keep on top, and the longevity of your business will be vulnerable. So I highly recommend putting in breaks. Now, for me, that is something quite simple enough to do. However, years ago, I never thought of doing that because I always thought I had to give all of myself to my clients to make my business successful. I didn't prioritize myself and my well-being and my mental health and think about the repercussions of that when it came to business in general, whether it be within the lash industry or any other industry. You need to have your cup full to be able to fill other people's cups. And I say that figuratively, not literally. You don't need to fill a cup. But if you're feeling absolutely dead and depleted inside, you have no energy to pass on and no motivation to keep your business flourishing. So that's a really important one. My second tip on avoiding burnout as a lash artist is to not make yourself available 24/7 to your clients, whether that be texting them online, answering DMs, anything like that, even emails. Make sure that you respond to any inquiries during working hours. So if you use, I actually don't agree with using a mobile phone with your personal number to text your clients to book in. I got to a point, I first started my business before social media was a thing and before we had online booking. So obviously all appointments were done on the phone, and I found it a real struggle because if I was working all day, it was really hard for me to get in touch with clients that had texted me for an appointment. So they'd be waiting until I had free time to text them back. So one, they would get annoyed at that. Two, I found that clients would message me late at night expecting me to respond straight away to either book them in as soon as possible. And that is unacceptable. A lot of businesses close at 5, 6 p.m. That's it. If you contact a business out of those hours, you will either get a voicemail or be told to call back the next day. There is no reason why lash artists should be putting themselves out there 24/7 to meet clients' demands. They should run by the same principles as any other business out there. When you text late at night, or when you answer phone calls, or when you answer DMs 24/7 between working, you don't get to switch off mentally and your body doesn't get a break. So if you continuously do this for long durations of time, you will burn out and you will just feel absolutely depleted. So that is another thing I really recommend. Also, if you are using a phone, make sure it is a strictly business phone, because you will get texts when you're with family and friends or when you're out to dinner, or phone calls. I remember I had a phone back in the day and I was quite young at the time, so I used to go out a lot. And one thing I used to do, which I shouldn't have done looking back, was if a random number called me, I would answer. So I'd be out and you could hear in the background that I was out to dinner or at a club or something like that, because I didn't think that it would be a client because it'd be so late at night, or even 7 o'clock if I was out to dinner. I just didn't expect it to be a client, but I'd always answer these calls and I wasn't prepared to take an appointment because I didn't have my appointment schedule in front of me. Or even with texting, like a big pet peeve of mine is answering texts late at night, because once you give clients that permission to text you at night, and that permission is given when you respond. So if a client's texting you at 9, 8, 10 o'clock at night when you're relaxing at home, asking for an appointment, you shouldn't feel obligated or obliged to respond and book them in promptly. You should be able to take a step back and respond in the morning during work hours. And when you do that and you start responding in work hours, those clients that are texting you late at night will stop, because they know, okay, she's not responding at night, she responds during the day, or he or she. And I think it's really important to put in these boundaries in place from when you start your business to ensure that this goes on throughout your journey, progressing and expanding your business. Once you instill them later on, some of your clients will be like, oh, she used to reply straight away and now she doesn't. Why? So if you can get in these habits early on with your business, it's highly beneficial, and I highly recommend it. One thing I learned within the lash industry when you're lashing, a lot of clients see you as a therapist or a counselor, or you build a rapport with them so they're comfortable enough to start opening up to you. You are effectively absorbing a lot of people's energy, whether that be positively or negatively. And sometimes when you listen to people over and over and over again, it becomes overwhelming and makes you feel like you have literally absorbed their bullshit. Let's not cut corners around that. Sometimes I think it's important that we enable boundaries, or not even just that, if we instill practices that let the client know subtly that you're wanting some quiet time. Quiet time is important. We always focus on how some clients want quiet time and that they should just let us know and we're okay with it. I think it's important to recognize that we sometimes need quiet time as well. And we are not therapists. As much as I do enjoy talking to some of my clients and I have built great rapport with them, some days I just don't want to talk and I'm not in the right headspace, and I just don't need any more information that is effectively, as much as nice as what I am as a person, the information that they're passing on to me is not beneficial to my well-being and my mental health. So that might sound a bit harsh, but if you are currently a lash artist and you are seeing a copious amount of clients, you will understand this when you're constantly being told family dramas or issues, or what's going on in their life or what problems they're having, and they're just venting to you. The reason why it's called venting is because it's like an air vent. They're venting their shit out to you. And we are not sponges to absorb all that so they feel better. We can listen to it, but there's some days when we just can't. So I think that if we instill some practices within our lash place where we let them know gently that we need some quiet time as well, whether it be just maybe I've seen some people put on lip masks, those moisturizing ones, whether we have some soft music in the background, or if you've built a rapport with your client that you're at a place where you can just say, I would prefer, or I would love if we could just relax today, it's been a long day. I think it's really crucial to not burning out, because as you would know socially as well, when you are constantly around people who like talk a lot and you're sitting there listening, you can feel that you're like your body and soul is just becoming sunken. Is that a word? I don't know. And I've lashed for that many years that sometimes listening to clients when I wasn't already in a good headspace, it would literally just make me angrier or literally make me more depressed, and it would affect me and my next client. So if you can try and put in practices where you can let your client know nicely, hey, I'm a bit tired today, or I'm not feeling the best, or let's just listen to some music today. I found this really nice playlist that I want to try out. Put those in place and you'll protect yourself and you'll do a better job and you'll be refreshed later on, and you won't suffer that drastic burnout that I'm trying for you guys to avoid. I think another important fact or thing to note is that burnout can also occur when you look at too many other lash artist pages on social media. I have 2 lash businesses, so I'm constantly looking at different lash artists, similar posts, you know, aftercare tips, or this is what we did today, or these are our new products, and this is what we're doing, and da 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 da. And it becomes so overwhelming that you feel like you're insignificant, or you feel like you're not good enough, or you feel like you're not doing enough, or you look at other people and think, wow, they're doing a lot more than what I am. What am I doing wrong? And all this self-doubt enters your head from social media. And we know this from other aspects of social media in general, like looking at who owns what and what holidays people are going on. But especially within this instance in the lash industry, I feel like if you sit on Instagram and scroll as a content absorber rather than a content creator all the time, you tend to start comparing, and you tend to start feeling vulnerable and insecure about what you're doing within your own business. And when you start focusing on other people as opposed to having tunnel vision and working on your own business, this really affects your progress. One of the other things I would recommend to avoid lash burnout is to schedule days off. You don't need to work 5-6 days a week every week. And if you do schedule a day off, you don't have to explain yourself to your clients and think that they'll get pissed off if you are having a day off. You don't have to tell anyone. If you book it out on your booking schedule, it looks like you're fully booked. If someone asks you why it's fully booked, you can just say you're fully booked. Another thing that I used to do years ago was actually tell people that I was having a day off because I needed it, or I wasn't available for such and such reasons. Now, if a client asks me, oh, can I book in at this time? Even if I'm not working, I don't say, oh no, sorry, I'm not working that day. They don't want to hear that. All you have to do is reply and say, I'm fully booked that day, I'm unavailable, I apologize, here are the times that I am available. You don't have to explain yourself to clients in a way that will come off as showing that you're not interested in your business, because that's how they will perceive it. Regardless if this is your first day off that you've had in ages, and besides Christmas holidays, because I think everyone should have Christmas holidays and Easter breaks and some family time. Some clients you can open up to about these things and just say, look, I'm really exhausted. But from a professional and business perspective, the general consensus is that you should say that you're just fully booked, because it stops the conversation there and doesn't provide an opportunity for your client to ask further questions about why you're having a day off, or what's going on, or are you not feeling good about your business? Do you not want to do this anymore? And things like that, or that you're really worn out. Just end the conversation, keep it professional, and tell them that you're unavailable because you're fully booked. Don't tell them that you've got doctor's appointments. Don't tell them you've got family issues. Don't tell them all that. Just keep it really professional and say that you're fully booked. The last tip I'm going to give you to try and avoid lash burnout would be to batch create your content and schedule it. So don't upload things every day manually and then get consumed in the social media aspects of your business and commenting and posting and tagging and this and that. Try and create your content, whether it be on Canva and posts or stories or reels or TikTok videos or YouTube videos like I have tried to do. Batch create it. Edit it at another time if you wish, or just do bits and pieces here. Go on a scheduling program and schedule out the next week or two, so everything will get posted whilst you're focusing on other things. I think it's really important to be able to do that. I never used to do that. I still am trying to get in the habit of doing it religiously, and I find that once it's done, it is literally like weight coming off your shoulders, because you don't have that stress like, shit, I've got to post today. Shit, I've got to create content. It's done, it's released, it's out there. You look visible on social media, you are working on something else. So short and sweet, batch create your content and schedule it with a scheduling program. I know that you can do this on Canva. So if you do have Canva, when you go to download what you've created, you can actually choose, hey, do you want to schedule this, and what Instagram account do you want it to go on if you've got more than one account listed. So I highly recommend you guys do that. I will try to keep creating these lovely videos for you guys. Please let me know what you think of it in the comments, subscribe, and I will see you again shortly.